We got the biggest Assassin's Creed Shadows update yet. I know I've said it before, but it's true again, because yes, we got New Game Plus, a brand new free mission that was quite a lot of fun. They raised the level cap, we got other new progression options, many fixes, they changed the economy again with some pretty significant down and upgrades, and way more interesting things. Of course, everything you need to know in this video. Let's go. Yes, let's start with the big one, where Valhalla as the last major RPG did not get New Game Plus, we have it now for Shadows. And it's of course especially awesome in this game, as you can now experience a few different main story moments by picking the other character. After you rolled credits in your first playthrough, you can select New Game Plus from the Memories menu and then pick the save that you want to start with. Smart to make a manual save before jumping into New Game Plus, as it will override your autosaves. Now you can select different settings, including the canon mode, for if you want to remove dialogue choices for your second playthrough, although worth noting is that you then cannot change that later on during this playthrough. Another thing you can select is if you want to start the game from the beginning, or if you want to skip to where Naue gets the hideout. It's pretty fun to play through the opening of the game with all your unlocks, but if you immediately want to start earning XP and skip some of the early story content, you can do that too. In New Game Plus, you keep all your skills, gear, allies, and your hideout progression, which is nice. Everything else resets though, so you have to discover and complete every location and viewpoint again. Also, your objective board is fully reset, also meaning that you can do all the targets, missions, and other activities again in this second playthrough, including the Naue memories that are actually quite challenging on the recently added Nightmare difficulty, as you of course won't have your actual loadout during these missions. And just like in Origins, Ubisoft added a special reward for beating New Game Plus, namely a golden katana for both Naue and Yasuke with a very special perk. Shout out to Skada for already sharing footage of the items, linked to his channel in the video description. I will go more in depth on these perks after getting my hands on the weapons myself. And also worth noting is that if you want to play the Claws of Awaji DLC that of course launches on September 16th on your New Game Plus save, then you have to roll the credits again in this second playthrough. You still got time, but that's totally good to know. We'll go way more in depth on New Game Plus with everything you need to know in a separate video, as I always do, as we really need to move on to the other big things that this update includes. For one, there are brand new trophies and achievements. One for getting those golden katanas, so basically beating New Game Plus, but also one for reaching the new level cap of 80 and one for reaching the new knowledge rank of 10. So both progression upgrades are available in New Game Plus and your regular non-New Game Plus playthrough, but it's actually impossible right now to reach knowledge rank 10 without playing New Game Plus, because there are not enough knowledge points. And of course, reaching level 80 will also be way easier in New Game Plus. So knowledge rank 9 and 10 basically adds brand new passive bonuses for you to invest in, but you will actually find brand new upgrades for regular masteries too that I think are worth investing in first. So go through all the skill trees and see if the skills that you like to use have an extra upgrade and unlock them. They also added a brand new forge upgrade that is required to upgrade your gear from 60 to 80. That actually changes the forge a bit too. And of course, smart to use your gold for that 60 to 80 upgrade to save resources. And you, by the way, get a lot of new gold in New Game Plus from any source that gave you a legendary item in your first playthrough. Now, speaking of legendary items, we can earn a bunch of new ones in the third project that was added to the Animus Hub. Complete one of the Animus anomalies that now reset every Monday and Thursday, by the way, so 2 times a week. And then you can already get the Mark of Control helmet that you already saw me rock in the New Game Plus footage. Looks awesome. But this third project is also an amazing source for new keys that you can use in the exchange, and we can now also get mastery and knowledge points in this project. So totally activate it, do your Animus anomaly missions, and get all these rewards. It's really worth it. And yes, I mentioned a new free mission, which was kind of a surprise because Ubisoft did not tell us about this at first. But yeah, they added the first of hopefully many rifts to the game. You can already do it after unlocking Yasuke, so very early in the game. Great to do before jumping into New Game Plus, and if it doesn't show up immediately, simply wait for a season to change after installing the update, and then you will find this chained mission. As always, I don't want to spoil them, but I want to tell you that it's quite unique and uses the dual protagonist system in a pretty fun new way, so I totally recommend that you do it. But of course, this update also brings many changes and pretty significant fixes. But real quick, I'm doing a giveaway for the upcoming Claws of Awaji DLC. Like the video, be a subscriber, and they can enter via the link in the pinned comment. So let's start with some interesting economy changes, namely buffs and nerfs. So for one, purchasing weapons and gear now actually cost around the 30% less, with around the 40% decrease for ranged weapons from Yasuke. The purchase price for trinkets mostly remains the same. But it gets crazier, because we can now sell our regular weapons for 62% more money, and we get 65% more money from the gear we sell. Yasuke's ranged weapons though, on level 60 here, first you would get 295 mon, but now after the update 971 mon, which is an increase of almost 230%. So Ubisoft notes that they increased the number of resources gained from dismantling items, but this is actually not the case. I would, for example, first get a 50 iron cent from this level 60 Naue katana, and now 49. Or first a 63 cloth from this level 60 head, and now it's 61. Sure, it's a small change, but it's not the increase that Ubisoft said. They also note that they slightly increased the amount of crafting materials needed to upgrade items, but it's really not slightly at all. So first, doing one level with this 59 katana cost me 76 iron cents and 98 mon. But now after the update I need 110 iron cent and 142 mon. It's an increase of 45%. And it multiplies as well. Getting this Naue katana from 40 to 60 cost me 155% more after the update, which is kinda wild. And this, by the way, the same for gear and trinket upgrades for both characters as far as I could test. The only thing in regards to crafting resources they increased is the amount you get from the hideout chest that fills up, of course, every season based on the leftover scouts. I opened a full chest 2 times before the update, and then the same save after the patch, so also a full chest, and you really notice a huge increase in the amount of crafting resources that you get. You should also feel much stronger after this update, as they fixed a lot of passive bonuses that you should get from masteries, but that first did not apply. Like the ability damage, posture damage, and vulnerable damage mastery notes from the higher knowledge ranks first did not apply any increases beyond the first level, but should now do that. But also more character specific skills have been fixed, like an upgrade for the hidden hand ability would give you 10% cooldown reduction, but that first did not apply. Same for the extended perception second upgrade that gives 10% damage with tools during the heightened senses ability. For Naue, also the Nightcrawler perk that gives extra damage during the night did not give you any damage before the update. So this one was pretty weird. First you would get the effect from the Contemplating Shadow Barrage second upgrade by unlocking the third upgrade, the Endless Barrage, and the other way around is now also fixed. They also fixed the Invigoration skill upgrade for the Shadow Piercer ability. First you would only get the 50% of an adrenaline chunk on the stab, but not if you kill the enemy with a throw. And something similar happened for Teppo's Might, the upgrade for Yasuke's ability. The extra armor piercing and close quarter damage only applied on the shot of the ability, but not the melee swing with the weapon. And for Yasuke they actually buffed something too, namely the upgrade for the Armor Buster ability. First you would get 25% ability damage in a 4-meter radius, and now it's 50. And some skill descriptions also did not have the right number, like the widespread increase for the smoke bomb first noted that it was a 10-meter increase, but it's actually 5 meters. Markman's touch for Yasuke is actually not 100% armor piercing, but 50%. Same for the armor avoidance for the long katana. And the absolute shockwave does not increase the size by 167%, but 67%. And there's also an increase as the temporal mastery bow upgrade does not last 1 second, but actually 2 seconds. Of course, as always, if you found any secret changes that I did not mention in this video, let me know in the comments down below. I already have a plan for a follow-up video next to the New Game Plus video with some other interesting things that were discovered and changed. So subscribe if you haven't already to not miss anything. A like on the video would really help me out, and check out our future Assassin's Creed Shadows video if it's already up, or otherwise you can watch my stream of the new mission. I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.